I did start the live, but it says it wasn't going live on YouTube, so I wasn't seeing it. So I was on here for 6 minutes, and usually after a period of time, someone will comment, yes, I'm live. Okay, I wasn't live at all. I was like just recording to record. So I wanted to share with you some sweet treasures that someone sent me. I've had these for quite a period of time. I just haven't had a chance to do something with them. Someone sent me this beautiful picture of my dogs, and I went on my laser and I went ahead and I created a frame. It has plexiglass in the middle, plus the picture, and then it has these fasteners on it. Hello, Kevin, how are you? And so I wanted, this is a subscriber who is, I think, I don't even know, it's a worker that works with my daughter. I don't think he works with her anymore, but he made this for me because at the time I had lost Lily, my little girl dog. I had her for about 17 years, I believe. Yeah, since 2010. And then this year I lost her in January. And I thought losing her was fine because I still had at least one girl left, which is Cookie. And then I lost Cookie probably a year later, or no, 6 months later. So when I unboxed, or because he put it in a roll when I unboxed it, I was so excited. And then it made me cry. You know when a picture just makes you cry and you fall apart because you're like, oh my God. So the other day I went and I lasered a frame for it. So I thought I'd share it with you because I want to hang it up here because this is from a subscriber. You're doing good there. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm going to tell you what happened. Kevin, I had your quilt quilted and ready to go. And I'm going to have to quilt you another one, okay? It's not funny. I met a girl. She was like having a really hard time. And I had your quilt in my car because I was going to ship it. But I couldn't get your address. So I gave it to somebody. So sometime soon, I'm going to quilt your quilt and and I'll send it to you. I have 2 quilts in my car that I need to send. Plus, I was going to send yours, Kevin, but I couldn't find I couldn't find your address anywhere on Messenger. So you need to message me, Kevin. And I'm still working on the other quilts that I'm doing for you guys. I think I have 3 of them ready to ship. And yeah. Hi, Rhonda. How are you? How you doing? So let me bring you here. This is what I'm looking at. I honestly have no plans to do anything special. Do I have another one of those quilts so I could show? I have nothing special planned. Yes, I do. Praise the Lord, I have another one. Go, girl. All right. I have no special plans today other than I wanted to share. Let me see. I need hammers, and I need to find out where I put my hammer. I need to nail those in, and I wanted to hang them today. And I know this is not quilting, and it may be a little bit boring, but this is kind of like what I wanted to work on. Also wanted to share with you, look, I have 3 quilts up here. Yeah, Lorena's a little bit disorganized, but we're not gonna grill her on that. Let me see. So I wanted to hang them. YouTube, yes, I guess earlier I was filming. I just still don't have this system going. But anyway, earlier I was filming, and apparently you have to like turn on your YouTube. There's like lines, you connect it to YouTube, Twitcher, or Facebook. You kind of have to connect all that. And apparently I thought everything was connected. And so I was filming here, and I was here for like 6 hours or 6 minutes. And there was no comments. No one was responding. I went and I looked on YouTube here. Sorry, I'm hitting my mic. I went on YouTube, and guess what? I wasn't live at all. At all. Ay, Lorena. So anyway, let me see if I could put some... I wanted to show you this. This is made from a subscriber. I thought it was so sweet. I want to turn it around and put some hinges on it. And so I have it here so you guys can see it. And I've had this picture since he sent it to me in February, this young kid. He sent it to me in February. I thought he was so sweet. And let me just get this. And I lasered this frame for it. I was going to go buy a frame, and then I'm like, you know what? You have a laser loader now. Why don't you use it, girlfriend? So I wanted to hang this on. And then I'll show you another one that one of my other subscribers did for me. Her name is, I believe, I call her name is Miss Michelle. I call her Michelle. Well, her name is Michelle. But I call her, I give people nicknames. Kind of. Not, oh, there you are. I have a wrench. I give people like little weird nicknames. So I call her Miss Michelle. Or Miss Mitchell? No, Michelle. And sorry, this is all I have, okay? And I don't want to go downstairs to get, hopefully it goes, Lorena. Wanted to hang this. I have been wanting to make a frame for this for the last probably, I know, get a hammer. I know, please just, I don't know. I thought of everything. Like, I thought of getting the screws. I thought of getting these little things. Like, I thought of everything, but getting a hammer was not, I may not even get to be able to do this because Lorena's just, so yeah. And let me show you the other one. Hold on, while I'm trying to, I need another tool. Hopefully, maybe I have a hammer. I have like a whole set of tools for my long arm, just in case my long arm decides to lose its mind. But the crazy thing is one thing I don't have up here is a hammer. So anyway, I got this frame. I need to go make sure on YouTube. Hold on. Live, Lorena. Are you live? Well, I know I'm live because you guys are watching me, or I could see your comments. But does YouTube show that you're live? And then the internet is kind of slow here because I have the back house, and hopefully this will work. And if it don't, well, I'm kind of just wasting my time. I'll go downstairs. I was gonna long arm today, but do y'all want me to long arm? Is that a thing? Hello, thank you for being here, Mary, Kevin, Lori. My name used to be Lori. Isn't that crazy? I used to be called Lori. Lorena. And then I used to work at Albertsons a long time ago. And Albertsons made me use my legal name because Lori was my nickname. Everybody knew me as Lori. I knew me as Lori. And then they started telling me to use my legal name, right? My legal name. They told me, use your legal name. And so I started using my legal name. And then they were calling me, hey, Lorena, on the intercom at Albertsons. This is like in 93, like years ago. I don't even think there's an Albertsons here. And they were calling me. And they're like, what's wrong with you that you can't answer your name? Because I only went by Lori. So nice to meet you, Lori. Thank you for being here. Takes me back, girl. Maybe I'm not going to do this because this is not working. I need a hammer. And then even then, I'm scared of hammering my finger in. How has your week been? What are you working on? What kind of... trying to find a tool that is heavy enough, but also not so big. So I could do this. I want to hang these so bad. Come on. And I don't think this wood is heavy enough to... Is it even too thick? Yeah, girl, y'all. I think it's too thick for the nail. But anyway, let me show it to you. And it's so sweet. Someone sent it to me. A subscriber. I thought it was so sweet. And I've had it on my mantle for the last year. They sent it to me in February because I lost Lily in January. This little dog. She used to be in my videos constantly. But this one, Cookie was with me everywhere. She always was up here. I think Lily started getting like not feeling well or something like that, so she stopped coming up here. And so he put both. And I told Hannah, why did he do a picture of both of them when I only lost one of them? Well, the same year I lost both of them. I have a short, I'm like, you're my best friend. No, 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 no. And this little sweet dog. This was my soulmate. I'm just saying, she was my soulmate. And then this was like her baby. I bought her for her. But this one was, love me, make me your soulmate. But yeah, so I did a frame for it. I cut a square of plexiglass and then of wood and plexiglass and another frame. I'm going to do a video on my Lorena's Laser channel of this, on how to make them. I also, on one of my grandchildren's birthday, my daughter bought a cartoon artist, and she drew these really neat cartoons of all the grandchildren and stuff. So I'm going to make on the laser frame for it. I was going to buy a frame, but I was like, you could make a frame. So anyway, let me show you this other one. This one is from one of my clients, and she was a subscriber. Well, she is a subscriber, but she's also my client. She did this one for me. Beautiful. And look, it's all those little dots, those crystal dots. Those beautiful crystal dots. Isn't that beautiful? So I made a frame for it too. Let me bring you to this camera down here. I wanted to, yeah, look how beautiful. She did a beautiful job. I ended up buying this, and I wanted to try to sit and do the dots. And let me just tell you, I don't know what's happened to me. I used to be a person that used to sit a lot, and now I kind of am not in the mood. I think these nails are too long. Let me check. They're too long. I used to sit a lot. Yeah. And I used to sit a lot. And I believe that because I sat a lot, I think I was bored. And because I was bored, I used to eat a lot, which is okay. And so I try not to sit as much as I used to. So I ended up buying this little kit. It's like the crystal kits where you sit and you put the crystals. And I saw a whole bunch of TikTok videos of people doing them. And of course, because they were doing them, I had to try it. And it was something that I just did not. It was just something I did not like at all. At all. And so a client said that she loved these. I scratched up. And so I gave it to her. I literally gave it to her. I said, you could have it. I gave her the kit. I gave her all the little tools, because I'm the kind of person that buys everything when I start something. And she turned around and she, hold on, I'm trying to get in here. Come on. She went ahead and did it for me. I did buy it for my dog, so of Roxy, because to me it looks like Roxy. And one day, I think she was picking up one of the quilts that I long on for her, and she brought me it completed. Isn't that the sweetest, kindest thing ever? And so I've had it here for a while, hanging on my mantle, just sitting around. And then yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to laser the frames, and I'm going to go ahead and just hang them in my sewing room so I can see them and thank the Lord for them and appreciate them. I'm trying to get my computer to work, but she don't want to. All right, she doesn't work. It's okay. So how are you doing? What are you doing? How you been? Let me see. So that was my current project that I wanted to do. I also have been working on a lot of embroidery, so I've been doing that. And I did a small short on it. So if you are interested in me doing some embroidery, I am doing some content. Oh, there it is. Well, there you are. Come on, Lorena. I'm trying to get this video to work. All right, let's see. How are you? Please talk to me. This is the fun part about live. You guys get to share whatever you want. Talk to me about what you're doing, how you're doing, what you've been doing, what you're working on. I will share with you some of the things I'm currently working on. And then, let's see. Trying to get this thing to manage my videos, but it's not letting me. Come on, Lord. Hold on. I also got a SIM card. I think I shared it on the video that I wasn't recording. I want to sew outside. I think it would be neat to sit outside at a park. I have a little featherweight that I have in my car, and I have all my equipment that I have in my car. I thought it would be fun to do a live stream there. And I have this machine, this thing that I have. And I ended up having, I was using my iPod. I have an iPad that has the, what is it called? The SIM card in it. And it wasn't, the SIM card wouldn't connect to the switcher. So apparently, if you're a long arm or if you're a YouTuber, this would even not matter to y'all. I ended up buying a SIM card from this company. And I used, yeah, it's a SIM card, right? It's a SIM card, and then it's a club where you buy for it. It only cost me $3. I went to AT&T, and they would say that I would have to buy a SIM card with a hotspot on it, and then they would charge me like $90. $90 to be able to do what I want to do, go out there and to go sew outside. And he says I would only get 100 gigs, so that he says I don't know how long that would use on the lives. But anyway, so this other guy was on YouTube and he was talking about this. I only paid $5 and it connected to my little switcher and it works great. So I was sharing that. So if you have a switcher and you do live streaming or YouTube, let me just share that with you. Y'all, you had a little Roxy. Well, I have a Roxy now, and honestly, she doesn't look like exactly like this, but you know, she has the wind of this. And ever since I lost my other two dogs, that little dog used to kind of sit on the side away from me. And now I think that since the two older dogs are gone, she kind of has grown up a lot. And I think I have three. Well, I babysit my sons. So I have two. Sugar is my son's. Blue is the little gray, black one looking. And then I have the little one that has the brown markings and the white chest. Well, Roxy's the oldest one out of the group. And I went on a trip and my daughter was saying that poor little dog was crying for me every night, which makes me feel so guilty for leaving her. But at the same time, it's almost like she's become the little soulmate of my life. So I felt guilty. So Mary, I'm going to put yours. Mary, you're working on towels. You have a lot of rain in California? Well, that's kind of good, no? And then Lori I'm going to post your comment. Lori had a Roxy, a dog named Roxy. You're crocheting. I crochet neck wraps. I'm not saying the word, but I'm glad you're here. So what do you guys, let me show you. I had a sweet friend. She's also a subscriber. And I spent some time with her quite a bit a while ago. And I used to do videos on making bags a long time ago. Let me put this here. And if you know me a little bit or you know me a lot, you know that anything I start, or something that I like, I will go crazy just playing with it. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm moving it, but okay. So I spent some time with her, and hopefully sometime next week or sometime soon we could get together because I haven't canceled with her twice. I spent some time with her, and me and her made this sweet, beautiful bag. And I'll put it here so you can see it on the camera over here. Me and her spent like a day together, and I made this bag with her. Let me move my camera. Me and her. Now you can see Lorena struggled. Her bag looks so clean and beautiful. Mine doesn't. You can see that I struggled. The bag is pretty big. And look how beautiful. We spent time kind of sewing. Well, no, she spent time sewing the fabric for me. And then she gave me this tassel. And then she gave me this cool zipper. I think I want to take this off. I'm going to put it on my purse. And she gave me this cool zipper. She had all this stuff. I thought it was so neat. Anyway, I went crazy because we're going to sew together. Oh, also too, we did another bag. Let me show you the pattern. We also did, and let me show you the pattern of the bag. This is the pattern. Not sponsored, not nothing. And it's kind of neat that she had the same fabric that was on the bag. This bag took quite a while, but look how professional it looks. It also has a bit of a stiffness because it has, look how beautiful. Like, this is called French. And I was using my featherweight, so I had a lot of problems. I think if I would have used my Juki 210Q, I wouldn't have any problems at all. But you can see I was struggling, and then my thread, just, you know, the girl was struggling with her sewing machine. And sometimes little featherweights are great for piecing, but sometimes, and they're heavy duty. So she said I would be fine in doing this. But I did it with the featherweight. I did this bag with the featherweight. Mary, it's flooding in California. I really am sorry about that. But in this a cute bag, and let me show you the pattern, okay? This is a pattern. So she did that one. We did that together, and then I also did another bag with her. I've always had this bag up here. I'm like, I'm going to tell everybody I made this before I use it for myself. Before I, you know, fill it up with all my toys and stuff that I forget that I put in here, and then it disappears in my brain, and then but this, I think this would be such a sweet travel bag, like when you're going on a trip, like makeup, toiletries, stuff like that. But isn't it pretty? I would have never done this bag if it wasn't for her. So that's this one. And then, where are you? She gave me, like, this lady has everything. She gave me, like, and this is a cute tassel to go with the bag. She gave me zippers, and then this goes to a different bag, I believe. This goes to this bag. And I think she gave me the pattern for that one too. But because of spending time with her, I ended up going crazy, and I bought the roll for the bag, different colored zippers. Then, I mean, Amazon is like the best and worst thing you can have in your life. So here's the zippers that you can use. Sorry. Like, hold on. Let me organize my life. So I got these beautiful zippers because I was going to spend time with her, and I feel bad using her stuff. So I went and bought myself my own set, so that when I made bags that I wasn't taking away from her. You know, like this zipper, I looked it up. This zipper was like $15. Can you imagine? Which is a beautiful zipper. And the reason that's a specific zipper for a specific bag is so that you don't have to cut it. So I went crazy on Amazon, and I think, hold on, I'm wrapping these up. So I got myself this one, and then I got myself the color white. And I think on Amazon, this came as a set. You can get like a whole bunch of different colors, like a kit. Came out to like $30. But yeah, because of her, I'm like, I'm gonna buy myself zippers. And then I think a zipper color really changes the look of the fabric. I even think that her and I used the same fabric and hers was different. And hers just looked completely different, even though we had the same fabric. So I got blue. But aren't these neat? I didn't even know this was a thing out there. And then I got these. So it came with yellow, green, purple, beautiful purple. And, well, let me see. So the other day I was telling her we were going to go spend time together, but then I forgot I was going on a trip. My son took me on a trip, and this is for the handles and stuff. Then I went crazy and bought, all this is on Amazon, these little hooks. Because this is what she used on her hook. Isn't that neat? So I bought these little hooks. I think everything, to be honest, with all the zippers and all the hooks and even the heads of the zipper, everything cost me like $30 because Amazon was having a special. And then these zipper hooks. So I went crazy. So let me show you another thing. I was talking to her because I was quilting some quilts for her, and she says, you know, one of the things that's neat about what you have is since you have the long arm, you could go ahead and quilt some fabric. Hold on. And the reason I'm sharing all this with y'all is like, hi Robin, how are you today? Nice to have you here. Nice to see you. I have not been filming though for a while. And then some of the filming I have been doing is, sometimes YouTube is used to the content that you create and that's what it'll send out. So it will send out a lot of videos that I have edited and it'll send it out. But if I do a live stream, if you don't have on your subscribe button it will only send out edited videos. So it looks like I don't exist, or it looks like I died, or I left the earth and I'm not doing anything, but I am still posting. I did post a couple lives where I was sewing in my house, and it went to hell. So yeah. So all these zippers, isn't that neat? But she's so sweet. She said that she has a whole bunch of bag patterns, and I guess the reason I'm sharing this is, would you guys like tutorials on how to make bags? I could literally ask the content creator, I could message the person who created this pattern. Let's see. I could message the person who created the pattern and ask them if I have permission. Oh, this person's from Etsy. If I have permission to create this bag, or I could make, since then I started getting all my scraps, and I made little pencil boxes, bags for my grandchildren, little toiletry bags for like my daughter. I ended up making like a journal bag. Bags are not that hard to make. You just kind of create your own pattern. And if you guys are interested in this kind of little tiny projects, oh, I don't have it. There is a lady who gave me a bag, and she had a best friend. Her name was Lorena, and she asked me if, she had a best friend named Lorena, and her best friend died. And so she met me, and she's like, you know, I've never met anybody with your name. And she embroidered the name Lorena, and then in the back of it, she embroidered like some beautiful flowers. And so she gave it to me. I had it in a drawer for a long time, like not using it. And then I decided to use it. I literally put my allowance in it. Every day I put my allowance in it. And okay, so the reason I have an allowance, I give myself an allowance from every check that my husband and I make. So I give myself a set allowance, and then I save that allowance. And at one time, you know, if my husband made, let's say $300, I would give myself $20. If you made $600 a week, I would give myself $40. So the reason I would give myself that is because I would save it. I've always been like this as a kid. I would save it, and then I have a 3/3 rule. So when I was a little kid, my dad gave me $10 a week allowance. And so what I would do is spend $3 on gum and candy and then save $7. So I call it the 1/3 rule. I would spend a third and 2/3 I would save. And so I still have that. So if I give myself an allowance, I only spend a third of it for whatever I want, if I want something that week, or if I want to take my friends out to lunch or something like that. And then 2/3 of it I save, and I hold on to it to buy something that I really do want. I remember, I guess it was 10 weeks. Yeah, 10 weeks I had $70, and I ended up buying myself a boombox. I don't know if you remember in the 1980s or 1990s where you can have those cassette tape players, and it was like a little boombox. And I remember we were out at the store. There was a Walmart then, back then. My dad took me to Walmart, and I had my allowance, and I said, I want a boombox. He's like, well, I'm not going to buy it for you. And I go, it's okay. I have my own money. And so I used that $70 to buy myself that $50 boombox. And my dad was so surprised, like, you saved your allowance? I said, yeah. He goes, but I saw you have gum and candy. I go, like, yeah, I only use $3 every week out of that allowance. So it took me 10 weeks to save it. I still currently, at this day, still do that. Because I had 5 kids, and I couldn't afford to just buy scissors or rotaries or, stuff that I wanted. So I would save my allowance, and in like 2 or 3 weeks, I would have enough money to, hi, Nana, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. And I love your earrings. I know you haven't seen me wearing them here, but I still love them. And I want to bless you. Please email me. I'm sorry, Nana, I'm talking to you. Please, I can't find your address. I want to send you something from an Etsy store, so on Canada, so I could send you something and bless you, okay? So I use my allowance. That's a long-winded story. And to this day, as a 54-year-old or 53-year-old, I'm still behaving that way. So if you see something new on me, is because I had saved the money for the last 10 months or 5 months or whatever. My allowance is a lot bigger now. Praise the Lord. But anyway, I bought all this stuff using my allowance. As a matter of fact, I used to go to quilt stores, and I would buy this beautiful minky fabric, and it cost me for a whole roll $300. And my friends would be like, how can you afford that? I go, it's my allowance. So recently I went all cash. I went all cash. I used to have a Chase bank account that I was always using. And let me show you this beautiful purse. And I had 4 of them. Chase gave me 4 for years. I had them for all these years. Let me show you the beautiful bag. Isn't she beautiful? And I had the Chase bank account, and I paid them all off, so they were all cleared out. But for some reason, I guess I had like Spotify or Hulu on one, and I had something else on the other, and I had, you know what I mean, like you have. So out of nowhere, let me see, out of nowhere, I would look up or look into the account, and all of a sudden I had a bill on it. So just recently, I got really frustrated because I bought some stuff on PayPal. The reason I like PayPal is interest-free. And for some reason, I had the credit card connected to it, and so it charged my credit card. So when I went to pay PayPal, I went to pay a portion of it on PayPal, and it ended up on my Chase account. And I was so upset about it because my Chase credit card was not interest-free. So then I had to pay the whole bill. So I paid the whole bill, and I was telling myself, since I paid them all off, I'm like, man, how many years have I been chasing these credit cards? But anyway, so I decided to go all cash. I only pull out certain money that I'm going to spend throughout the week, And I have it in that little wallet that lady gave me that says Lorena. She embroidered Lorena. And in that little wallet, it also has my allowance. So I give myself some money for gas. Well, I use my debit card for the gas, but some money for like groceries or this or that. And I pull all the cash out. And then I also pull out my allowance. And the reason I'm saying that is it's changed my behavior with spending. So before, when I had my credit card, I had a credit card I used. I don't know what it was. I would go get a facial. I would get a pedicure. I would go buy shoes. I would do whatever I wanted. And I was like, it's fine. I'll pay it at the end of the month. But then at the end of the month, it was a lot of, like, I had incurred a lot of expense, meaning I was thinking I was only spending maybe $400 or $300, but it came out to like $1,000. So when I went on cash, I have I'm showing you this because this is fabric I quilted so that I could make bags, okay? Or those little wallets or something like that. And so I'm going on cash. It's just been a really hard transition because, you know, when you go to a fabric store, you could buy like $300 worth of fabric and not care. Well, now I'm on a budget because whatever I have in cash is all I could spend. So, but let me show you this other fabric. So I wanted to know if you would like me to do tutorials on, look at that beautiful satin fabric. Tutorials on bags or little mini wallets, or even I could even do a tutorial on keychains. I kind of let me show you. I kind of want to change my content up a little bit. I don't know if people would continue following. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm kind of tired of, I still want to do my long arm quilting content, but I have found that I will do quilting content on the quilts that I'm giving away, or I'll do quilting content on my own quilts, or I'll do quilting content on the quilts that I'm going to give away to that lady, Roxanne. If I may have some quilts to give away, I want to do that with my own material. I have a whole bunch of client work. I still want to showcase some of my beautiful clients' work. But I don't know. I think it doesn't matter. My clients don't care ultimately if I share their clients' work or their quilts. I just don't want it all to be about working for clients and making money, because then when I go back and edit the video, I'm like working the same day twice. And it's mainly about editing. I don't mind if I do it live with you guys. Here I'm quilting a quilt for the friend. I just noticed that sitting down and doing a work day and getting like 5 or 10 quilts done for some clients and then going back and editing the video, it's just almost like a redundancy for me. And it's a little bit of a burnout. I think I guess what I'm having trouble with is editing. I don't have an editor. I don't have someone that edits with me or for me. I'm the one doing the 6-hour editing session. And in the time I'm editing 6 hours, I could be long arm quilting my clients' quilts and get 2 quilts done and get paid for it. Let me see. So that's my thought. I don't know. I wanted to bring other different things to this channel, and also too, I'm letting you know that I'm going to start focusing on my laser channel. For example, I did the beautiful frames for this. I did the beautiful frame for this. Right now, like this wood is very soft. If you barely scratch it or touch it, it gets scratched. But I thought this would be a beautiful way. You know how you have your scrap quilts, your scrap blocks that you don't know what to do with, and it's an orphan baby? One of the things I like doing with orphan babies is like making bags out of them. But I thought that we could do an art installation, and I could find a way, I could find a way on the laser so we could frame some of our quilt blocks. Especially, I don't know, is anybody here that does Joe blocks? Joe, you know what I'm talking about? Those Joe, I don't know, it's a Joe group. They do like little tiny teeny blocks. They're little. They're called Joe blocks. Joe. It's a club that you join. It's the Joe's Club. The style of it is like maybe old, let me put this, old Western, let me let my baby go. You're not going to come in, girl? So I wanted to ask you if you guys would be interested in that. I do have a lot of work that's coming. I did do a video recently. Hold on. I let my dog in. Isn't that beautiful quilting? Isn't she lovely? So I thought with these, we could make bags. Or I ended up making a Bible cover. And it doesn't have to be a Bible cover. It could be a journal cover. It could be a book cover for you. And I also did, so the other day, because I was going to spend some time with my friend, I went on my long arm and I got a whole bunch of scrap satin. And I long armed this. Hi, Jeanette. Nice to see you. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't she lovely? Wouldn't this be a beautiful quilt? I have rolls and rolls of satin of different colors because I make banners for churches. Stop fighting, please. Cut it out. Leave her alone. So I have rolls. Shh, I said no. Cut it out. So I have rolls and rolls of fabric that's satin that would quilt just so beautifully. I don't know, for a quilt. Also too, I wanted to show this. So I wanted to bring that up. Would you guys be interested in that kind of content? And if you're not, I may still do it. I also, like I was saying, I am going to focus on Lynda's Laser channel. Please come and subscribe. I want to be monetized there. That's what I'm waiting for. But I realize, like, if I'm not posting there, then I'm going to get monetized. Also, too, what I want to do is while I'm doing videos over there, I did some piggy banks that I created. I want to post the files on Etsy and sell them on Etsy. I do not want to be packaging a whole bunch of stuff. I wanted to do selling like at like flea markets and stuff like that. But I don't know about y'all. The girl, I don't make money in them. I think I made $200 the last, hold on, let me send my dog out. I think I made $200 the last time. Hold on, she's yelling at my dog. The last time I did a flea market sale, stop it. Cut it out. They're like fighting out there like animals. Okay, hold on. I literally spent probably $2,000 in creating all the things that I created. Now, the blessing is, I have a whole bunch of really beautiful, like piggy banks, journals that I created, jewelry boxes that I made. I mean, I made a whole bunch of beautiful things. If you want to see some of those things, please go to Lynda's Laser channel. I ended up making, what is it? When you have a baby and you have a number, like month number 1, month number 2. I did a whole bunch of stuff like that. And currently, I just, I gave it all away. I made a whole bunch of it. I think I sold $200 worth of products. And I had so much inventory in my house. I just didn't want to deal with selling it on Etsy and then shipping. And then if something went wrong or it broke and then having to replace it or if it gets lost. I just didn't want to deal with the hassle of that. So when a client would come and I would do a quilt for her, I would just give her a jewelry box. And I'm a very giving person. I think giving for me is where I get like renewed. My soul gets blessed. I get joyful. It really blesses my heart, especially if I've had a hard week or I've had a hard time in a certain area of my life. I find that if I bless somebody and give it away, it just blesses me more. And so my heart was thinking about that. So what do y'all think? Please talk to me. I don't want to be here all by myself, but isn't that fabric beautiful? So I was thinking of doing some maybe tutorials on bags. I want to change my content, like I was saying, but I also want to make something that is important or valuable to you. I also wanted to share that on my YouTube channel, I don't have a lot of viewership. I don't have a lot of viewership on my quilting area of my life, the long arm quilting. I do have some viewership and I do have a following, but I tend to have more of a following when I do, I did removing vinyl from a shirt. Those hit viral, so those videos hit viral, so YouTube doesn't send out my content to other quilters because it's sending out my content to people who do vinyl and do that kind of work, because one of the videos went viral. So yeah, YouTube has kind of it has its own way of working and its own system, and I kind of messed up with that. But I wanted to create maybe like making bags, making little wallets. I also feel like I have the laser on the laser channel. I may make leather bags, laser book covers. I created my corset thimbles. If you're interested in buying those, I was thinking of selling those on Etsy and even selling the pattern. I'm just trying to figure out what content I could create that's different. You guys love watching my roller skating content. Do you want me to post more? I will post more roller skating content. I was also going to start creating long arm quilting designs. I found a program that I could buy so I could create my own long arm quilting designs, since I've been quilting for so long, and also embroidery designs. Maybe even make a class. Would you guys like to do a class with me where I would put a pattern up. I could also put an embroidery pattern if you have an embroidery machine, and just kind of do those kind of different types of tutorials. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. Just share with me what you'd like to see. I kind of want to change it. I always come and watch you. I appreciate you coming and watching me, Lori. Thank you so much. It's such a blessing to me. I also don't want to, to bore you. Hold on. Trying to get my phone. Let me share with you this. Also, I also make wedding veils. Did you know I made a wedding veil? You have done a rug lately. Have I done a rug lately? Yes, I did. I did a rug, and I should have brought it up here. I did a rug. If you ever want to do tufting, it's fun. I nod my head no, but it was a lot of fun. Let me show you with this. I'm going to show you this. Well, look, the girl went and replaced all the stems. This is the quilt from a client. She sent it to me. Her mother did all the applique, and it was given to her for her wedding. And so I went ahead and she asked me to restore it. The center panel of the fabric was all torn up. And I'll answer your video quickly, Grant. Okay, give me a minute. And I went and I thought I was finished. That girl was done. Come on. Oh, let me see. I thought I was finished. And I wasn't. I had to go back and remove all of these and go back and fill them all. This is like the worst. You know, when you think you're done. I was even, to be honest, I was even a bit discouraged when that happened, because what I was hoping to do is I was hoping to stitch embroidery because this fabric had a lot of holes. My hope was just to stitch embroidery fabric or embroidery thread and close the holes. Well, as I did that, this fabric just frayed to, like, it literally disintegrated right before my eyes. And so I had to go back and find fabric that kind of matched the color of the what it faded. And then I also, you can see, I put fabric, because the original color of the fabric was this one, or even this one, but it faded so much. This doesn't look even or straight, but it's okay. We'll forgive that. Hi, Lorena. We'll just forgive it. So this quilt is currently gonna be, this is a client's quilt. I'm gonna custom quilt the center of it with cross hatching. If you want to watch a video on me, how I figure out the cross hatching, because I cannot use a computer to do that, and how to align it. So I'm going to do that. I need to put 2 more borders on this. It has another lavender and another white, and this will be the exact size of the quilt that was given to me to restore. But in the center, she had cross hatching, and I was thinking of washing the quilt. If you ever do antique quilts, one of the ways to know if that antique quilt will survive, put it in the washer before you even decide to, especially quilt tops that you find, put them in the washer on a gentle cycle, add a whole bunch of softener and Tide, if you can, with a color, those little color swatches that Shout takes in, put it in there, wash it in a gentle cycle. Make sure it's a gentle cycle. It doesn't really matter cold or hot water, but I recommend cold. Wash it like you would wash a garment, put it in the dryer, dry it like you would dry a garment. I know the edges will fray and it'll fray, but if it could withstand that and there's no open tears or the fabric doesn't disintegrate, you know that it's a quilt that's worth quilting. Because some fabrics, the reason they start to shred on you is because the fabric has dried up so much that it literally, the fiber or the thread fiber dries up so much that you could split it open. But if you wash it with Downy goes back into the fiber and it remoisturizes the quilt, and it can survive the drying. And also put one of those softeners in the dryer while you're drying it, because that softener will also put moisture into the fiber. Now, Jeanette asked me this question, and I'm going to answer her. You love watching, have I done another tufting rug? The answer is yes. I did one of the block swap. I think I have some videos of it, but I don't know if I did a video of me finishing it. I need to just put, the back is on it. I need to razor the fabric to where it, you know what I'm talking about? Razor the fabric. It sounds so weird. I need to razor the thread, the yarn. One of the things that kind of sucks about not having Joanne in my life is I used to get a lot of my yarn there. So I have the frame. I need to put new fabric on the frame and a new design. I just don't know what I want to do. I was going to do when I did the block swaps, I did 2 different kind of blocks. And let me see. Edit. I'm trying to get my YouTube to work, okay? Hey, I have a good group here, y'all. So yes, I'm doing the rugs. I'm sorry I'm looking down because I'm like, how many people here? Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating here. Look, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at you here. So yes, I've done another rug. I did the beautiful bird block. It looks like the quilt block looks like a bird. But since I did the block swap, well, let me show you. I even have the block swap quilt here. Let me show you. Do not drop, Lorena. So this is the block swap quilt that I quilted. So when I did the rug, I did the 4. Come on. Let me put it on here on the table. It shows the 4. I have a camera that's, let me see if it could show the, hold on, so on the block, on the rug, I did this pattern, which I think is a beautiful pattern. So I think I did red, teal, yellow, and something else. And I did the center of the, and it's a beautiful pattern. It's such a beautiful pattern. So yes, I did a rug. I will need to bring it up here. When you don't care what you're quilting on your own quilts. Look, you can see this will never happen on my clients' quilts. But on my quilts, I'm like, meh. Like, do you see the pleats? You will never see that on my clients' quilts. And if you get a quilt quilted by a long armor and you see this, you tell her to unstitch that and fix it. Because this is fixable. You can literally unstitch this area of quilting and then iron it down, iron it flat, and then re-sew it. Oh, let me show you. You could unstitch all of this here, like this is a pleat, that's a pleat. There's like 1, 2, 3, 3. I think I was quilting this, the 24-hour quilting challenge that I was doing. If you have a quilt and your client does this to you, you have a right to return this to your client, long armor, sorry, and your client, return this to your long armor and tell her to fix this. Or if you're pissed off at your long armor and you're angry at her, ask her if she could, and you don't have to tell her why, ask your long armor if she could give you a sample of the thread, give her a bobbin from your sewing machine, and have her wind you like a sewing machine bobbin. And also ask her if she could give you like a little bit of a, or let you know what thread she used so that you could go back if you're mad at your long armor and you can go back and fix that. But if you paid your long armor and she gives you a quilt like this and she shrugs her shoulder, don't go back to her because this is bad work. This is my quilt, so I could go back and fix it if I wanted to. I could even fix this on a sewing machine where I could unstitch all this, iron it flat, and then just get my own thread and go back and re-sew it. But if it's but I think this was on the 24-hour live. I turned around, probably didn't pay attention, and honestly, I just noticed it because I'm not tired from the 24-hour live. But yes, this is what I used on the, and if you guys like that content, I honestly think making a beautiful rug is like so neat. And it's one of those things that you do in a day. Like I did it that day, or no, I think I did it probably in sections every 30 minutes, but I finished it within a week or two if I focus on it. And also you can make yourself smaller rugs where you could get them done in less than a day. Like, let me show you this one real quick. And I may bring it up here because I was going to have my dogs. But then you work so hard. You work so hard. My dogs use this one. This is one of my first ones. She kind of smells. Oh, it's the glue. It's the glue. Okay, so this is one of my first ones. It's a heart. Let me see if I could get it to pan out. No! No! Pan out. Pan out, please. Thank you for panning all the way out. But here. This is one of my first ones. I used Robinson's glue. And you could see that it's pulling away. You could smell the glue. And it's just a real sweet. This is my first one. It took 2 skeins of yarn. I used burlap, which was really cheap because I wanted to learn on the burlap. The burlap cost me probably like $2 a yard. And then I used muslin in the back of it and used Robinson Anton's carpet glue that you buy at Home Depot. And my dogs love this to just sit on it. They love it. Let me show you. And it's dirty, I apologize. But look how thick it is. And if you guys like that content, I can share it. I'll share anything here. Maybe I'm going to just change my channel, not to Lorena's Clothing, to Lorena's anything. I don't know. I just, I think sometimes like maybe I put myself in a box because this is just, but I do a lot of things. As a matter of fact, I ended up making my bracelets. When I went to college, I had to have a, what is it called? Like an extra credit class. And so just like in high school you have, and I did metalsmithing for 2 years, 2 semesters. And I learned how to saw metal. I learned how to solder metal. I made earrings with bezels. Like, I just love making stuff. And so yeah. But Nana, you need to message me. I know you messaged me and I have your address somewhere, but you need to message me again so it highlights, because I have 4 messengers for some reason. Please, Nana, please don't leave me stranded. So yeah, I was just wanting to share. Yeah, I just haven't posted a video on it. I don't know why. I think I posted a video of me doing it, but I didn't post the video of me having it finished. And if you want to see me finishing a video, I did a Snoopy rug, which when we're in church, I lay it down and my grandchildren sleep on it because it's such a thick rug. I also wanted to make a couple of rugs where I sit on the floor a lot and I pray. So I'm on my knees sometimes, and my knee, you know, like, girl, is getting old. And I wanted to make prayer rugs just so that you could kneel down on a rug and sit and just, it could even, I'm not, prayer to me is meditation, but some people use meditation, but to me it's prayer. And so yeah, that's sweet. And you can use these like as bathroom rugs, but you spend a lot of time making them. Yeah. So whatever you guys want me to do, I'm willing to share. Just let me know. I want to share some more custom quilting. Let me see. Also, too, if you guys want to go on this journey with me, I'll bring you with me. But if you're not interested, I don't want to waste your time. Let's see. I think I have 4 quilts there. What's another one? Oh, I was doing videos or YouTube videos. Hold on. Let me share this too. I was doing this challenge. I don't know if you would, because you never know what tomorrow may bring, especially now with what's going on in life. You know how I was saying that I use on my allowance? Hold on. You know how I was saying how when I give myself an allowance, I only use 2/3 of it, unless I really want something. I did this challenge. Have you ever done this challenge? It's where you save money. Sorry, ignore my $2. $2 are weird. Do I have another set of Anyway, someone gave me $2. It's this challenge. And you're supposed to put $50 every month. You're supposed to put $50, and you could do $5, $10, $12. One girl did a $5 challenge where she didn't, if she got $5, she would use it or save it. But I was doing a $50 challenge. You could put $50 in each one of these squares, or put $100 away every month. Have you ever done these? Have you ever seen these? And what I was doing this. Do you see what I'm saying? And they have a number to them. And every month, and I would get it from my allowance. Every week or every month, I think it was every month, I would put $100 away. And as I was going along, I ended up saving enough money to help my son put a $3,000 down payment on his car. Because out of nowhere, he just needed a car. And this way, it wasn't impacting me in a way where I was using money from our account, but I was putting money in here. And I was just putting money away just to put away. But there's this challenge. I don't know if you've seen this. $100 envelope saving challenge. And I got kind of frustrated that I think I had, God, $3,000. What would that be? I think it was $3,500. that I was doing so good, and then I had to take out the money and help my son. But my son needed a new car, and it was a blessing to be able to do that. So I recommend this. Also, only spend 2/3 of your allowance and give yourself an allowance. Those are the little financial tips that I do. But let me show you this. I was doing a sewing in my house downstairs, and I got to finish this little quilt. This was just a bag of scraps that was sitting around, that had been sitting around since 2018. And I was sewing with you guys, or brought you in alive to sew this. And let me share it with you. I got that done. Look at beautiful. This was part of the Sweet Honeybee. A lot of the people did not sew it together well. They did not do the blocks well. You see some of them were very consistent and beautiful, and then some of them just didn't. It just, you're having 10, 20 people making blocks, and in the Sweet Honeybee, we ended up making probably 2 quilts on top of all the scraps we had with this. And so this is what I finished this. So I think I'm going to do, I want to take you along with me and quilt this one. I also finished this one, which I'm so happy. Can you even see it? I ended up doing a live on this one where I did a star in the middle. And then on this one, I decided to put sashing. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to move you here so you see me. I'm going to move you around. Do you guys like the one, this with sashing? So these are 4 different blocks, and I put sashing in between them. And then I put a little cornerstone. And I really do like this. I ended up quilting one of these on my 24-hour live, and it's one of my favorite quilts that I use currently. I went on a trip, and this is the quilt that I use for it. But my question is I also put this together. And I don't know if I should take it apart. I'm asking y'all, should I take it apart? Because it has no, so this is a block here, this is another block here, and this is a block. I don't know if this feels or looks too cluttered. So I was thinking of taking it apart and doing the same thing with adding sashing in between it to allow the blocks to have their own identity. Like this one. But my husband said, and I listened to him, he said that this is just fine, just put a border on it. And so this is the one I was talking about. Should I take it apart and add like sashing like I did this one? And maybe to make it a bit bigger, just add another border. Because you can see. So we did that one. But I was like, before I put a border on this, I was going to ask my community, or this community, and then I am going to work on this one. I just need to add a border on this one, and she's going to be done. She's going to be done soon, and just add her border. I do have a tutorial on this. If you guys are interested in watching the tutorial, I did change the pattern. I think this is a beautiful quilt. This is called Deck the Halls pattern. Then another thing, I know I don't do a lot of piecing here, but I thought it would be fun to change the content. And I wanted to work, where did I put that pattern, Lord? Oh no. I don't have the pattern up here. I want to do a quilt for my son, and I got all the fabric for him. Can you imagine? People are not able to buy groceries. And So I got all this fabric to do a beautiful, gosh, I don't even remember the name of it's called, and this is the ruler that I'm using with it. I don't think I would take it apart. Okay, I'll add a border. Thank you, Jeanette, for letting me know. I don't want to take it apart because I'm like already in. But, oh, there's this one. Let me show you this. I also put this together. So one of the reasons I really like getting together and sewing with you guys in a live is because it made me sit down and sew. It really helps me. So this is another one. I think maybe I want to add maybe 2 more borders on it to make them a little bit bigger. I love throws. And the reason I love throws is because you can carry the throw into your living room. You could just throw the quilt. And I'm the kind of quilter or kind of person when I sleep with a quilt, I have my feet out. I'm a feet out kind of girl. So when I did the rug, I ended up doing the center part, like this center part. Is this it? No, this is a different one. A different block swap that I did. So we did that, and then I also wanted to share that I know last year I started preparing myself for the block swap. I don't know if you guys would still be interested in January getting ready to do a block swap. I'm very organized. I want to know also too and get some feedback from y'all. How did you like the block swap? Some of you did it with me. Some of you haven't done it with me. I've noticed that once I sent everybody their packages and everybody got their items and everybody got quiet. The whole community got very quiet with me, which I think if I didn't hear any problems, that means everybody was satisfied. I just wanted to know, how did you enjoy it? Add a border. They are beautiful. Thank you. I love the last one. Which one? The last one. Which one? Which one? The last one, Mary? You would just add a border? Okay. So I'm just going to add a border on that multi-piece one. And then someone said they love this last one. Sorry, I'm leaving. This one? Ain't that sweet? I think I'm going to add a little bit more of a border to a colorful border and a plain border to make it a little bit bigger, maybe. I would have, if you guys are interested in doing a block swap, please let me know. I had 48. How many people did I have last year? I had 48 people. I had 2 groups of the same color, the black background, 2 groups of a different color, and then we did the one I just shared with you that's quilted and the quilting problems. We did that quilt because I wanted to do that quilt, so I created another group. I ended up doing 2 groups because one person kind of didn't show up for me, and that's okay. It got me to sit down and sew, which is great, but I wanted to share if you guys are interested in it. If you're interested, please go to Lorena's Quilting Facebook group and join and say, I'm interested in the block swap. And then if someone's already posted that, you can go down the line. I'm interested for the 2006 block swap. The block swap started last year in January 23rd, and I believe we got done one group got done in March. I think I gave you guys a month and a half, because we started January 25th and we finished pretty early. Okay, so a block swap is, let me share with you. Let me share with you. Okay, do I even have one of the block swaps in here? Someone did a block swap and they threw it in my face and they got mad at me. Hold on, let's see. What a block swap is. Yes, I have it. Praise the Lord. Where is it? Oh, no. Is this a block swap? All right. Is this a block swap? Yes, it is. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I found them. All right. Okay, what a block swap is you come and join with me. Okay? And what I did, the way I organize it, the way I organize all my current block swaps, we could even do anyway, we all do a block swap. So in the block swap, you have 12 human beings that are going to do the block swap with you, all with you. And so I have a running list. This is my block swap. So this is so neat. I think this is the best thing I ever did. So let me see if I could get it here. So this was 12 people that did the block swap with me. And these are people whose names are on there. You each pick a color. And so, for example, where am I? Maybe I'm not in this one. Like Mrs. Jeanette Jones, her color was burgundy. And then another lady, her name is Chris Bullard. Her color was gray. And so here I put the cities that they were from and the states that they came from. So one of them was from Texas, one was California, Ohio, Indiana. I think this is Mississippi. I'm not sure, or Missouri. I'm not sure, okay, because I'm not good with geography. Montana maybe, but anyway, you have a group of people that are all over the United States and what they want to do the block swap. And so they all said, we're in, I want. And so in the block swap, I get all their names and I put them on a list. And then I tell them, once I have 12, all right, you guys who are on the list, you decide what color block you want to make. Well, I make a pattern. I make a block, a quilt top pattern. And so, one year, this was a quilt top pattern. This is my color. I picked purple, okay? And so different people, where's the other list? I had another list. There's another list. Do I have two? Two, okay. How did I get two? Oh, okay. So, yeah, because I did the white group and I did a black group. So this is a block swap of the black group. And this is a block swap. And I called it white background or black background. Black background or white background. Okay, so this was one group. Oops, let me get it. This was one group. And this was my second group, okay? Black background, black, white, okay? So I had 12 people in this group and one person picked pink, one person picked yellow, one person picked purple, one person picked whatever, aqua, teal, red, they picked a color. And then once I sent out the pattern on January 25th this year, everybody who I did the pattern and I did a video on how to create the blocks. I also shared problems that you can have when you're making these blocks, because when you have multi-seams, if you're not exactly askant, the block will shrink in. So these blocks, I believe, were 15.5 by 15.5. And so a lady, I think this one, who was her name? She's a sweet lady. Let me see if I can find her. Okay, she did black, pink. I think she's pink. Yeah, Tara Pullum. This lady did pink, and I organized it. So here's pink. This one came, I think, from Mississippi, Missouri. I'm not sure. So she made 12 of them. She went and sewed 12 of them. All 12 of them are shipped to my address. So everybody who did the block swaps knows where I live. They're shipped to my address, and then I swapped them. So I had a set of pink, purple, green, blue, and I had them all, scattered on the floor, and I swapped them. So I got one from one person that's in a different state. Then I got, let me bring the camera down so you can see me. Come on. Then I got green. I got purple. I got a peach one. Do you see the peach one? It's beautiful. Peach one, pink. Hold on, let me see. Pink one, purple. And then I got a beautiful orange one. And then what happens? Let me bring you here. All these people send me all 12 blocks, and then I go ahead and I swap them. So everybody gets one color of each person, and then I go ahead and I send it back to the person who brought me their blocks. Now, if you participate in this, I ask for return postage. I also think I did a $10 fee, and the reason I did a $10 fee, I feel like if you paid for it a little bit, if you kind of paid a little bit for it, that you would take more responsibility to make the blocks, because at least if the person didn't do them, I could go buy $10 worth of fabric and do the blocks for them. And so, and then you end up having 12 pieces of blocks, 12 different blocks where you could go ahead, and they're beautiful. And they're beautiful. This is beautiful. And they're all different. And it doesn't have to be, it's not the same, okay? They're all different. Like Chris Bullard did this one. And you're supposed to have 3, so your background color, and then depending on the block themselves, the same color but darker. So Chris Bullard used a very light gray with a little bit darker gray. You can't see it here, but you're supposed to see it. So you have to have a difference in color and a difference. So this is a light green and a brighter green in the center. And the rule is have fun. That's my rule. But we have a community of perfectionists who are perfectionists that they don't know how to just I understand we're sewing as a community, but they just kind of like panic about things that are so insignificant. And I understand you have a lot of people you have to like, so isn't this beautiful? It's your version of teal. If it has, your teal has a pattern, but in that beautiful fabric has like little beautiful birds. And then this one has just marbling, or kind of like Miss Jones did a flower. And oh, this is backwards. I need to fix this for her. This is backwards. But this is just the only one that's backwards. I'm sure all of them were right, just on this one. So you make 12 blocks. And as you make 12 blocks, the rule is you send them to me by a specific date. When you're doing the block swap, I specifically give you how much background fabric you need, how much fabric you need, like for the purple, for the center, for how much yardage you need. And then I also give you how much yardage you need for one block and how much yardage you need to make all 12 blocks. So then after the event is over, I go ahead and I create the pattern. I think this pattern is still on Lorena's Quilting Facebook group. I think the other block swap that has the quilt blocks that I just shared with you in this quilt, I also did a block swap in 2018. These are extra test out blocks that I made to make sure that my instructions were done well, that there was some discrepancies on, these were supposed to be 15.5 by 15.5, but because you had all these seams, people were having problems. And then I had to do a video on how to do a scant. And then the neat thing is everybody who participated in this event last year with the $10 that I made them keychains that look, do I even have a keychain here? I think I have a keychain here. Maybe not. Do I have a keychain here? I made a keychain. Do I have a keychain here? I made a keychain that looks like your quilt block because we did 2 different quilt blocks. I also did a t-shirt that I did a rose on it with your color on it, with your size. And I also shared like I shared a little version of my heart on here. I am a Christian, and I really have a lot of love for the body of Christ and for Christ. And the way the Lord touched my life is with the rose. So on the shirt that I made, everybody, I put a rose, because when he touched me with the rose, the love of Christ, his love touched me and it changed me. His love touched me. And so I was touched by a rose, and I share my little testimony, whether you believe it or not, or where you care to hear it or not. I'm still going to share it. And because I want the Lord to get all the glory for what I do, because I don't think I'd be doing this. Anyway. But, so yeah, this is, I ended up doing, so this is the white background block swap. So I think mine was this one. Isn't that beautiful? And I think this one was my test run. And so yes, we also, to the group that got the blocks to me first, I ended up making them these really neat sewing machine plackets that they could hang in their sewing machine. And it had like a little sewing machine, like a featherweight. And then it had their name. Come out, please. It had their name. Stop. And I had their name filigree or kind of danced across the placket. And I painted them all red. And I think the group was the black background. So I painted them all black in the background. And the people who got the block swaps to me first, all of them got this really neat placket. And so I guess what I'm trying to say, it's really a community of all of us getting together. And on the Facebook group, people were posting their blocks. Like, I finished them. And then one lady, I think her name was Marlene, she did all her blocks, and because she participated in, let me share with you, hold on, let me move you over here. Let me turn you. Thank you, hold on, let me see. I ended up doing two. Oh, she turned around and followed me. I ended up doing two of these. So I ended up wanting to do this block, and the quilt top looks different than this one. So I ended up doing two because the person that was supposed to do this with me, they didn't do it. So I ended up doing 24 blocks, 2 sets for 2 groups. Well, it's the same group, right? But I ended up getting 2. And so the quilt top really was supposed to be almost like a throw, but I decided to get the 2 that I did, put them together, and then cross it. But this could have been 2 twin size, throw size quilts, because it really should have been 12 blocks, not 24. Kind of like that. So I created the pattern, and I should have done it the way but I wanted it a bit bigger, and adding the 2 together just looks so delicious. Look at this side, and then I turn it to this side. And so this is a very long quilt because I didn't design it well. But this is a block swap quilt. I also have a couple other ones that if you literally put Lorena's quilting block swap, you could see me doing a tutorial on, where are you? I have a mess now, guys. I don't know if every quilter is like this. You can see me doing a tutorial on the 2018. I was going to do a tutorial on the 25. Hold on, let me turn you around. I was going to do a tutorial for that one, but to be honest, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun doing it. It's a different way of communicating with your community, being outside of YouTube. It's also, learn their temperaments. I remember one lady, I accidentally put her shirt size wrong. And keep in mind, I'm getting packages and packages and packages. And one time the label of the size fell down on the floor, and I put the wrong, I put it wrong. And she's like, she was so worried that she was going to offend me or hurt me. And I said, no, don't worry about it. I'll just change it. And I changed it. Because every week at the end, or twice a week at the end, I was doing updates and letting you know where your team was and how. So like the one I had to do the blue out of, the girl said she would do it, and she ghosted me. She wouldn't answer her calls. She wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't. And I said, and people were asking me, like, is she going to finish? And I said, if I don't hear from her tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead. And so I stayed up all night, and I ended up doing all those blue, beautiful flower blocks, and it came out really pretty. But I'm excited that I got the white background blocks. And then I also ended up getting the black background blocks. And so anyway, it's just a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think some of the people that did it with me, I have such an easy temperament. So if I come up here and I say something about something that went on, my intention is not to cause trouble. I feel like if someone comments on my comment, a lot of the times I just delete them. And then there's some times where I will respond to it, because I feel like the person needs to understand that just because you make a nasty comment or you're making a comment that you're not really understanding, like, you also need to understand the content creator. So anyway, I'm just easy tempered. I try to be easy tempered because it's not worth the fight or the battle. But the group was wonderful. Everybody in the group was really wonderful. Some people were on my case a lot more, and some people were just easygoing. I ended up on some people, they didn't pay for the shipping. So the $10 fee that the community gave me, I paid their blocks to be shipped that way. Some people just maybe couldn't afford it, or, it just happens. But I feel like this 2025 Block Swap was really a lot of fun. We did 48 people. Well, it's just really probably 47, because I did 2 plus 1. Yeah. 48, 40, no, not 47, 40. We had 44 people, 44 different people. And then some of you guys are so sweet. When someone would leave the group, you guys were like, I'll do 2 if you want. And, but the good thing is I didn't have a lot of people that did 2. So yeah, if you guys are interested, please go to Lena's Quilting Facebook group. And if you can't get on my quilting Facebook group, is because some people get on my Facebook group and I will remove you and block you, because some people will go on my Facebook group and they'll try to sell things on there, and they'll try to and I just will block you. Also too, if you make a mean comment, I wanted to confront it not last week, the week before, just like, hey, it's not that. And the person literally got more upset that was not my intention. And people started kind of like piling up on the poor person. Yeah. I'm just going to just do what I've been doing and not kind of talk about it. I'm just going to delete your comment. And I will also tell YouTube to spam you, where you could literally tell YouTube that your comment is, they'll literally close your YouTube account if you get enough strikes against you. Your channel can get a strike. But I'm just going to remove the comments. But if I do say something, it's because I'm trying to clarify, not because I'm trying to attack the person. I'm just trying to hopefully remedy it or fix it. But sometimes it doesn't come off that way. I'm trying to anyway, sometimes it just doesn't work. So people just want to have their own way. But yeah, the Block Swap's a lot of fun. The group is really great. the people who've done it with me have been really wonderful. I think I even have, if you go Loneliness Quilting Facebook group and just put block swaps, you could see that I custom quilted some of them. I just did panto quilting on them. You could see on live stream me quilting one of them. You can see like my old block swap blocks where they were like diamond shaped. Oh my God, they were so beautiful. And just know that if you do this block swap, not everybody sews with the same machine you sew. Also, not everybody sews with the same quality of sewing that you sew. Not everybody will pick the fabrics that you would pick. So if you're a perfectionist, this is a really hard process because you kind of have to just be flexible. And the blessing is, I think, regardless if the person did an ugly block, like I saw Miss Jones, right, one of the squares is turned off. I could take it apart and fix it. There's some people's blocks that, they're new sewers or their sewing machine was giving them a hard time. I went back and I fixed the blocks myself. I had a friend who did the block swap with me and she used the ugliest fabric she had. And yeah, it was the ugly fabric. And I told her, hey, I don't send people ugly things. I don't want ugly things. I honestly, one of my pet peeves is when someone says, look, isn't this beautiful? And then they're giving me their trash. That's like, no, it's not. As a matter of fact, I told my friend, you go back and you go get better fabric and do the block. Or I go, I'm going to give you the ugly block. I found the ugliest block and I gave it to her on the block swap. But just know that some people have bad taste in colors. For example, I did a block swap and it was a gray background. And one person, I was thinking, I even said light gray, a lighter tone gray, and they used like a black background. But to them, it was gray because it was a charcoal gray. And so I have it on my quilt. I don't care. So just know those are the things that can happen. And if you're a person that those things really bother you, really consider. Hold on. But anyway, hold on one second, okay? Let me show you the beautiful fabric. Are you okay? I've also learned the hard way. Hold on one second. Move, Roxy. I've also learned the hard way. You want to see my baby girl? You want to see my baby girl? Hi. You're out there in the dark. You're out there. Oh, hold on. Let me carry her. You're out there in the dark. You be just jumping. Hi. I've also learned that what I consider right, I've learned this year, what I consider the right thing to do, not everybody has that. I've learned the hard way that. And I've learned a very hard way that my heart would be, I would never make a mean comment to somebody because, I'm going to share with you how much I get paid per video. No, per view. YouTube says that I get paid 0.001 per one person that views me. That's all I get paid. Sorry. Whoops. Stop. Don't. That's all I get paid per view. 0.001. I don't even get paid a penny for your one view. And I feel like I wouldn't make those kind of comments, but I've learned as I've done YouTube, not everybody thinks or functions or does things the way you would do. And so just know that if you do the block swap, a lot of you were wonderful. You picked the most beautiful fabric. You went out of your way and picked good quality fabric, and you just wanted to give like the best version of yourself. And then there's, some people who, and there's nothing's wrong with it either. I'm just going to pick my fabric stash that I have, and that's what I want to use, and I'm not going to go spend money, and that's good too. But like my friend, she used the ugliest brown. Like, I think the fabric was already like rotting. It was ugly as hell. And I told her, I said, go make, I think I did use her block on my quilt, but I don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just sharing with you. So I would love to do another block swap probably in January. And if you are interested, please go to Lorena's Quilting Facebook group. Also, please join Lorena's Lasers. I am going to start posting there. So if you don't see me here, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to spend time editing there so I could get monetized and so that I could start sharing some of my projects there. Also, like, I lasered scissors and I put my name on them. Wouldn't y'all want to see that? I also lasered my watch, my iPhone watch bands, and I have been playing with it. The other day I made my little boat, my sewing boat. So yeah, but anyway, I want to let you go. We've been here for a long time. Well, an hour and 40 minutes. I do appreciate you spending time with me. And yeah, I think we're going to use this and make something special. Wouldn't this be a beautiful bag? A beautiful bag. Anyway, I do thank you, everybody. Jeanette, Marlene, Mary Young, Kevin, even Beth or Betty, if you're here, Miss Nana, 19, I don't have your, I thank you for, Grant, for asking me about the tufting. I will do another tufting video. I really enjoy it. It helped me lose weight. Thank you, Lori, for being here. Everybody who commented, even those that you're like in the background watching. Thank you for taking your time to spend with me. Please consider subscribing. And when it says on the bell notification, put all, I guess I'm going to advertise myself, like try to get you to, but if, either way, I'm trying to have the heart of a servant here on my channel. So I have got a friend who is going to do binding for I think Jeanette's quilt is needing to get bound. I have 3 quilts that need binding. If you like me sitting down and sewing with y'all, I know it was a bit chaotic, but understand I'm learning. Like here in my long arm room, I kind of got it, but in that other room, maybe I'll sew here. But anyway, just thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I love you in the Lord. And thank you for just being, what do you mean you lasered it? Lasers it. Lori, I have a Lorena's laser channel. For example, I bought a laser so I could make plexiglass rulers. I ended up, so with my laser, I ended up making this. With my laser, I ended up making this frame. Oops. For my dog. I just made this week. I have a laser channel. I also lasered, where are you? I also lasered leather. The leather. And what I did with this leather, hopefully I could find my thimble. Ouch. Hopefully I could find a thimble. I created a corset thimble that I don't know where I have it. You can laser fabric on the laser. I got the laser specifically, and I'm going to share why I got it. When you are a long armor, long arm quilting rulers, sorry if you see me being a chaotic person. When you are a long armor, plexiglass rulers are very expensive and they cost a lot of money. Let me see. So I thought that if I went, hold on, you're looking at me searching. If I went and I made my own ruler, for example, a client of mine wanted this. Hey, stop it. I'm gonna hit y'all. A client asked me to do a specific border for her, and I created this to put on her border. Let me go back. I don't know if you can see it. Oops. So I created this with my laser. Oh, also too, like I shared this the other day, today, where I lasered the frame for it. And originally to be honest, the reason I got the plexiglass ruler is because companies out there are like breaking your brain, your wallet, to make rulers for you. And this is a 1/4-inch ruler that I made that, hold on, let me see if I can get, that fit my hand, that wasn't too heavy when I was moving on the long arm. And it had the ability to like fit me the way I wanted it to. So that's why I got a laser. But yes, I have a Lorena's Quilting. Lorena's Quilting is my channel currently. Please subscribe if you want. But I also have a laser channel that I made a thimble. So I've also shared like content over there. I would love for you to subscribe there so I could get monetized. And because currently now when I post videos there, YouTube makes all the money off of me when I'm doing all the work. And I have to have 1,000 subscribers, and I currently have 800. And so, yeah. So I appreciate you. I'm going to let you go. I thank you for being with me. But please go over there and check out my other videos. If you're interested in watching something different from me, I do have something very different over there. Thank you, okay? I love you. I will come back sooner than later. Bye.